Okay, what I'm going to try and do here is a quick demonstration of the Behringer xr18 mixer with both the internal 802.11.g router and comparing it to an external 802.11.ac dual band 5 megahertz router. Okay, the first thing I did, I'm down in my basement, just so and the homes are pretty far apart here. So I have a Wi-Fi analyzer on my tablet, which, you know, especially if you're using the built-in router, I suggest everyone have one of these. And here in a second, you'll see the blue is the signal from my router. I believe it's set on channel 11, and then the other one is just my home network. And you can see I'm pretty far apart there. So my home network, and there's no other network showing on the analyzer. So there should be nothing interfering with the signal. So now let me go back to the XR app here. And this is using the onboard, whoops, disconnect no here. This is using the onboard analyzer, the onboard router, I mean. And let me see if I can get back to the equalizer here on my, okay, so now you see the two together here. You have the equalizer on my tablet, which you can see is kind of frozen up at the moment, and the equalizer on my laptop. Both are hooked up wirelessly right now. Okay, I'll move them apart here a little bit. So you can see the RTA on the tablet is darn near useless. The one on the laptop is still a little bit jerkier than I would like it, the movement. If I have a microphone put on here. Let me see, I'll try talking into the microphone, and you can watch the signal on the RTA here. Like once I stop talking, you see it takes a while for everything to drop back down again. Similar things happen here. Let me get the light to come back on the tablet here. On the tablet, it's even a little bit worse. Okay. The other thing that I've done here is I'm going to go ahead and move the faders up and down. So I'll go back here to where I'm just showing faders again. And let me get back to a channel. Let me see here. So, okay, I'm going to see if I can set this up so we can try and set them up here so we can watch them both. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and move a slider up and down here. Now watch the slider on the tablet and on the laptop. So I'm going to take them here and move them up and down quickly. And you'll see that sometimes there's a hesitation that the laptop moved and even freezes occasionally. Like there, it froze up for a second. Let me move them up and down again. Now it's frozen. Now it came back. But you see they're not really moving together. Like now, yeah, the other, you could see I was moving the one on the laptop, the one on the tablet didn't move at all. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is pause this for a second, and I'm going to hook up the my Linksys EA6100 external router, and we'll try the same tests. Okay, I just paused the video here because it took me a while to get everything connected. Now, one of the things I want to show you is I'm connected to the 5 gigahertz connection on the external router. And let me see if I can get rid of some of this glare there. Watch the speed at which the data transfers. I should have recorded this with the built-in router as well. But I'll hit connect here and say mixer to PC. And you can see it's moving. Well, maybe you can't see that moving along. It's done already. All right, I'll do the same thing on the tablet here. I'll go ahead and get the data from the tablet here. And you can see it moves along a lot quicker than when I do it with the internal router. So now we'll do the same test. Let me go back to. I'll try and start the song at the same place that I was playing before with the iPod there. We can go to the EQ now. Turn on the RTA. And we'll do the same thing on the tablet here. And you can see the response on the tablet especially is quite different now in the RTA. And then what I'll do is I'll go back to the microphone here in a second as well. But you can see how much more, how much smoother the RTA is working on the tablet now versus the internal router, and even the one on the PC seems to respond better. Let me go over to a microphone here, and that I have plugged in. And oops, disconnect. No. Let me select this one here. Okay, and let's see what happens here if I'm on the right one. Okay, so here we go. You can see I believe the RTA, even on the laptop, is much smoother. Certainly on the tablet now, it's a heck of a lot smoother. There's no more jerkiness. Let me see if I can get this two in the picture together now. But you can see, even though the one on the tablet doesn't respond as well as the one in the XR edit on the PC, the Android is working a lot smoother than it did before. Now, the other important thing is, let me go back to the test where I was moving the sliders. So let me go ahead and get out of this and see if I can set this up here again. And then watch the movement on the sliders. I'll go ahead and do the same test as I did before, just moving them up and down. You can see that they pretty much lock together pretty well now. There's no more hesitation that I was there's still a tiny bit of lag, but nothing before. It's not freezing up like it was with the internal G router. Again, this is a dual band .AC router, and you can see the difference here. Sorry for the video quality and everything else here, but I'm trying to hold this in one hand and move sliders and do all this stuff just to show the difference between the two, between the internal and the external router. So that's my observation. I use the internal router if I'm just playing in the house, playing around with the mixer, transferring data, things like that. But anytime I'm doing a gig, because I'm actually running sound for bands. It's one thing if it's your band and you can just go ahead and set it and forget it and you need to make minor changes in between songs. But it's another if you're running sound for a band and I need to instantly mute effects or change effects in different parts of the songs, or mute things in between songs, stuff like that, that I need the mutes to go on and off, and that I need the faders to respond pretty much instantly. So I'm going to always use my external router.